Welcome back to Fox Explainer. Today I'm going to show you a 2015 horror thriller film called 12 Feet Deep. Spoilers ahead. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Watch out and take care. The movie starts at the Key public pool, where the manager, McGrady, is putting up signs saying that the pool will be closed for the holiday weekend. During this time, one of our main characters, Bree, is swimming and only stops to check her blood sugar levels. She is also wearing a diamond ring, which she might take off before going back to the pool. Her sister Jonna is sitting in her car in the parking lot, not sure if she should go in or not. After giving it some thought, she puts her phone in the glove box, walks into the building, and finds her sister who has changed into her swimsuit. Bree is glad to see her because they haven't spent much time together in a while. Jonna went to rehab, but she hasn't used drugs in 3 months. After talking for a while, Jonna goes into the pool with Bree. Clara, the janitor, is trying to steal money from the forgotten wallets in the lost and found area. McGrady catches her in the act and tells her that he regrets telling her parole officer good things about her before he fires her. However, she still has to finish her shift before she can leave. The sisters enjoy swimming together in the afternoon until McGrady tells them to leave. Jonna points out that the pool is open until 7. McGrady explains that they are closing earlier for the holiday weekend and says that some people should learn how to read, which makes Jonna angry. After getting out of the pool, the girls start to dry off. Bree wants to show Jonna her ring, but she can't find it in her bag. Jonna checks the water and sees that the ring is stuck in the metal grill on the bottom of the pool. So Bree jumps back in to get it. No matter how hard she pulls, she can't get it off the grill, so Jonna decides to jump in and help her. Since both girls are underwater and the other guests have left, McGrady thinks that no one else is left in the building and starts to close the pool. Jonna's hair gets caught in the grill, so the girls are busy untangling it and don't notice that the fiberglass cover over the pool is coming off until it is too late, and they are now trapped. The sisters start hitting the cover and calling for help, but McGrady has already left the building and Jonna thinks he did it on purpose. After a moment of panic, they try to push the cover up to see how strong it is, but it doesn't move. Next, Bree wants to check all the seals and edges to see if there is a weak spot somewhere. Jonna finds a pair of swim trunks and a hole in the fiberglass while she is looking around. Bree gets the plastic cover from one of the many holes in the wall. She breaks it in half and tries to saw the hole in the cover with the shard while Jonna keeps making morbid and sarcastic comments, especially when Bree tells her she got engaged to her boyfriend David. She says it's not her fault, which makes Jonna laugh and call her Miss Perfect. Jonna tells Bree that she had a hard time in rehab, and when she got home and couldn't find her sister, things got even worse. Bree says she's sorry and that she has a life of her own now. Jonna thinks Bree is just being mean. That leads Bree to think that her sister was the one who threw the ring into the water. She swims to the bottom of the pool, where she tries again to get the ring off the grill. This time, she is successful. Bree comes back to the surface and sees Jonna cutting the hole in the cover with the shard and cutting her hand in the process. She tells her that she thinks the grill might be heavy enough to break the fiberglass, but she isn't strong enough to take it off herself. She asks Jonna for help, but she doesn't agree because she thinks it's pointless. All of a sudden, they hear a little tune. David is calling Bree on her phone. This gives Bree hope that he will soon notice she's gone, but Jonna won't stop being negative. After the call is sent to the answering machine, Bree goes back in and tries to pull the grill off, but she can't. As night comes, Jonna keeps looking for a weak spot, and Bree stands against a wall and looks sick. After arguing about David, who is calling again, Jonna notices her sister's mood and asks her what's wrong. Bree tells her she was diagnosed with diabetes 3 years ago and left her shot in her purse. If she doesn't take it soon, she could go into a coma because of her diabetes. Clara is going back to the building to finish her shift while Bree and Jonna take turns sewing a hole in the cover. Jonna sees the burn marks on Bree's arm and says that they've never talked about it, but they should because her counselor in rehab told her to. She wants to know what really happened the day their dad died, since she doesn't remember anything and only knows what their mom and Bree have told her over the years. Bree calls their dad a monster and tells Jonna that he came home drunk the night before and was smoking a cigarette when he passed out. Even though a fire started right next to his head, he didn't scream because he was so drunk that he didn't even know what was happening. Bree burned her arm while she was trying to wake him up. Clara walks in and stops them in the middle of their conversation. She finds Bree's purse when her phone rings again, and she is about to take it when she hears the girls calling for help. Clara asks them how they got there and lets them talk while she looks through Bree's wallet and phone. She stops when she sees that the security cameras are on. She tells the girls to wait a minute, then goes to the control room to turn off the cameras. When she returns to the pool, she asks the sisters some strange questions and then asks for the phone's password. Bree gives it to her thinking she will call the police, but instead Clara makes fun of her pictures and plays David's messages for them. Jonna gets impatient and insults her, so Clara gets right to the point and tells her she has a lot of bills to pay because she can't find a real job after being in prison. If the sisters want her to let them out, Bree must give her the PIN code for her ATM. The sisters don't agree at first, but Clara threatens them with a cold night if she doesn't get what she wants, so Bree gives her what she wants. Clara takes Bree's wallet with her, and the sisters crowd together to stay warm. A few hours later, Bree was really feeling the cold, so Jonna decided it was her turn to try to get the grill off. However, she was so afraid that she couldn't even get close to it. When she comes back up to the surface, she sees that Bree is sleeping and rushes to wake her up. She says she didn't even try with the grill and calls herself useless, wishing she were more like her sister. Bree tells her that she is all ready, but she can't see it. After that, Jonna tries to saw the hole in the cover again with the shard. Bree thinks this is a waste of energy, but Jonna says that she can only stay warm by moving. Bree pushes her to talk about how she tried to kill herself, and Jonna says that she feels like monsters are eating at her inside. Their dad beat them, and Jonna can still hear his voice. The sisters are startled when all of a sudden, an eye appears in the cover hole. Clara is the one who is upset that Bree only has $80 in her bank account. The sisters beg her for help, but she gets mad and tells them they aren't special because she has problems too. Clara tells them she is thinking about leaving them there to die, and then she leaves the room to think. Then, Jonna has an idea. She calls for Clara and starts sharpening the piece of plastic against the wall. When Jonna gets back, she acts like she's crying and says she's sorry. Then she says she has a confession to make. She speaks very quietly on purpose, so when Clara puts her ear to the hole to hear her better, Jonna stabs her with the shard. Clara is so angry that she goes to the bathroom to check on her wound and then to the control room to turn on the automatic pool cleaning system, which makes the girls start to choke on chlorine. They try to stop the jets with their hands and the swimming trunks they found earlier, but they are too strong. Bree loses consciousness for a few seconds, and Jonna has to keep her from drowning while she swims to the hole and tells Clara she's killing them. Clara realizes now that what she was doing was dangerous, so she feels sorry for them and goes back to the control room to turn off the cleaning system. When she gets back, she tells the sisters that she is now in charge and that Bree must give up her ring so that they can be free. Jonna tells her not to do it, but Bree agrees because there's nothing else they can do. Now that she has the ring, Clara tells them she'll let them out when she's ready and leaves the room. Bree swims to the other side of the pool to get some alone time and falls asleep on the pool boys. She dreams that David will come in with some firefighters to save her, but her sister keeps drowning. When she wakes up, Jonna is holding the broken piece of plastic to her neck and thinking about killing herself. Bree talks her out of it and tells her she'll always be there for her. Jonna says she's sorry and gives her a hug. Clara looks at the ring and listens to David's messages as she tries to decide what to do. Bree tells Jonna to follow her lead when she goes back to the pool. The girls tell Clara they know she's not a monster, and after all the thinking they did down there, they decide to change how they do things from now on. Clara finally agrees to help because she feels bad for them, but when she goes to the control room and puts in the code, nothing happens. She tells the girls, and they ask her to call the police instead. Clara doesn't want to, though, because she almost died in prison the first time. So, after putting Bree's purse back on the bench, she leaves the building. After a few more hours, Bree is getting very tired. Bree has something to say to Jonna when she comes to check on her. She knew she had to kill the monster because she saw what their dad did to Jonna when he went into her room. So on the night of the fire, she didn't try to wake him up. Instead, she held him down so he would burn up and leave their lives. Jonna tells her that it's her turn to carry her now, so she lets Bree rest on the pool floats and jumps back into the water to try to get the grill off again. Her first 2 attempts fail, but then she has an idea. She takes the swimming trucks they had found earlier and wraps them around the grill's bars. This makes it easier for her to pull. She has to try it twice before it finally gives in. Jonna quickly grabs it and brings it to the surface, where she finds Bree unconscious. After she was brought back to life with mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, she hit the fiberglass cover with the grill and finally broke it. As Jonna pulls Bree through the sharp hole, they both get cuts on their bodies. Jonna brings her purse over and looks for her insulin pen because her sister is still out of it. She gives Bree the shot, And after a few frustrating minutes, Bree wakes up. Their happiness doesn't last long, though, because Clara suddenly shows up and points her gun at them. She wants to kill them because she's afraid the girls will tell on her. Jonna tells her that she knows she's been through a lot and that she knows Bree is all she has left in her life. Clara finally feels sorry for them, so she puts the gun away and gives them the ring back. Jonna takes Bree's phone and calls the police, but she also tells Clara to leave before the police arrive. At the end of the movie, Bree wakes up on a stretcher with her sister and paramedics all around her. Bree asks Jonna how she got the ring back, and Jonna tells her that they killed the monster. Before the paramedics take them away, the sisters give each other a hug. That's all for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more and hit the like button to help me out, and also leave a comment if you want me to explain your favorite film. Until next time, take care.